Okay, now I go back and I said, so my common functions are now all ready. So there are so many common functions you can create. There are almost 58, 60 total web element which you need to create. So I created only 4 for you guys, but there are so many. Now I go back to my initializer function. So now what is initializer function? This initializer function call before each and every test, which I said. The initializer function will call before each and every test within my code. So to do this initializer function, I need a TestNG framework. Guys, please keep yourself on mute. Please mute yourself, please. Okay. So we need to create this initializer function first. So I go back here, right click form framework. I am again build path, configure build path, and I am going to use a framework that is a TestNG. Okay. So TestNG is an inbuilt framework in the Java, or it is a testing next generation framework for the Java, where I'm going to use in the initializer function. So now initializer function, I'm going to create my first class, and that class says my base class. Okay. So better I can create my TestNG class. So I go back and I can create my TestNG class. If I can show you here. So right click on other, then TestNG, and you can create your TestNG class. Initializer function, I'm going to create the name with base class. As of now, I'm selecting only 2 annotations. Annotations are well-defined rules within this class or this TestNG framework. So I'm going to select only before method and after method. Now before method says it will execute before each test. After method says it will execute after each test. So I'm going to remove this test from here. Now in the before method, I wanted to show you, let's say in the before method, I wanted to open the driver. Okay. So I can simply write here my code, that is, I'm just writing here. You can change this code, driver, and then your new Chrome driver. Okay. I'm simply writing this code here. You can change this because there is some system.set property required for the Chrome driver that also we can do. And so what I'm saying here, I just wanted to mention here, like before each test, I can open the Chrome browser, and after each test, I am closing that Chrome browser. Okay, so there is a reason, because this driver is local variable, so we need to create this driver as a global. Okay, so let me do that in this way. Static Webdriver, I can select this, and then this driver here and this driver dot close here. So now this is my global variable. I can create the driver equals Chrome. I can create this driver dot close after method. This is my base class, very high level. Now I'm going to show you some of the important things in the initializer function. In the initializer function, I do have a different methods. Now the first class in the initializer function is having, let's say I do have here property reader class. Okay, in the property reader class, I do have a method public void static void read data. Okay, and I can simply pass here input parameter, that is a string file name which you wanted to read, and there is an operation on that. There is an operation on this. So operation means if I can see, I can pass any of the file as a file name, and I wanted to read some of the property values. I can get those property values and create the browser here. That means in the before method, how I do is I can do in this way. I can write my code. I don't want to confuse you. That's why I don't want to show you that more code in detail, but property reader class. Okay, and I create an instance equals a new property return. And I said, just for example, it is returning a string. For example, let's say this is returning here a string. So I will return a value. Okay. That code is a bigger code, that's why I'm not writing right now. So if can write here, and I said if instance dot read data, and I said there is a file name, so I pass any of the file name here. If this is the case, I'll get the browser, and then I can write in a way, if browser dot equals, for example, Chrome. If Chrome, then you can set a driver value is equals to Chrome. Else, if browser dot equals Firefox, then driver equals new Firefox driver. And likewise, else you can just simply create a Chrome browser or any other browsers which is a default, or this is what I mean you can do in this way. Okay, this is my static, so no need to create instance, so I can directly get this value in this way because I have created that static method. Okay. So you can do in this way. So here, based on this, you will get the browser, and you just created the instance or object of only that browser, which is the value you have set in your property file, that is your test data. Only that browser is open, and that browser is only closed. Here you don't need to mention that which browser you open. Based on that, you can close. This is very high level which I show you. Now this is my base class, this is my property class. Same way, if you wanted to write or import or do some operation on Excel, you can write that class here, that is Excel operators. Okay, mostly Excel operators. You can write all Excel operations here, like your read Excel. I can simply write in this way. So read Excel, then your update, then your save, then edit. All those operations of Excel you can add into Excel operators class here. Okay, this is a high level structure. Now when I say this is my initializer function, now this is my common functions, and this is my component function. So component function, this majorly this is my core architecture of my framework. Always we need to work on this core architecture. If we worked on this core architecture, then only all the projects or your framework is more stable. So as of now, I have created my core architecture very high level. Now we jump on my project. So I said I'm going to automate this Selenium QTP project. So I go back to this site. This is my Selenium QTP project site. This is my AUT, that is application under test, which I'm going to automate now. So if you can see, there are a username, there is a password, there is confirm password. I wanted to enter my username, I wanted to enter my password, I wanted to do confirm password, I wanted to click and submit. So before that, these are all my web elements. These are my web objects. I need to identify those objects with the unique identifier. When I say unique identifier, there are the locators. In Selenium, there is a locators. There are 8 types of locator, that is by ID, by name, by XPath, by CSS, by link text, by partial link text, by tag name, by class name. So any of those things you can identify your specific of this web elements. So if you wanted to see on the Chrome, just right click here, you just see inspect, and you can see here. So I'm not sure how you guys are seeing, but let me make this bigger for you guys. Okay, so you can see now. Okay, so once I inspect that, I can get this one. So I can see here name equals name. This is my one of the locator, unique identifier. If you can see for password, I can see name equals password here. If you can see for confirm password, name equals confirm password here. These are my web elements. I'm going to add these web elements into my locator file. Okay, so if you can see my implementation, what my implementation says, first identify the locators, then action, then test. So this identifying the locators is always from your web application, your application under test. So we identify these are your 3 different locators which we wanted to work here now. Okay, is that clear? So now, so this name equals name. So I wanted to add this. I go back here. Now this is my application under test. So on Selenium QTP project, I said I need 3 different packages. So my first project package required, always it starts with your project names, that is Selenium QTP underscore your page underscore your locators. This is my package. Guys, please keep your please keep yourself on mute. Bit disturbing, please. So I have added Selenium QTP page locator. Same way, right click package. Now I need Selenium QTP underscore your page actions. So I'm going in the same way which we need required. If you can see on the diagram, I said I need locators, actions, and test. So I have added locators, actions, and now third I am going to add another package, that is my Selenium QTP underscore page underscore tests. So I have added all these 3 different packages. Now I'm going to add my locators here. So right click, new, and I'm going to add my new class here, and the class says, so always class starts with your functionality. Okay, so now already your project is there. Now you wanted to start with the functionality which you are going to automate. So if I can go back to my application, this is my registration form. So I will say registration, class always starts with capital. So registration underscore page underscore locator. So this is my registration page locator. I said finish. Same way I have add action, that is my registration underscore page underscore action. I said finish, and same way I can add a test. So test is always your test ng class. I said I need registration underscore page underscore test. So see, I have added under my project. So every project, let's say I have created Selenium QTP project, every project is having these 3, that is action, locators, and test package. And then registration. Mandar, please keep yourself on mute. Please, Mandar. Okay. So now, if you can see, I can show you there are 3 different packages, that is page actions, page locators, and page test. And same way you have here 3 different classes for each one of these. So there is action class, a locator class, and a test class. So we go back from the locator, as our code standard says, implementation starts from the locators. So I'm going to write my locators. Now every page locator, every class should have some of the things, that Webdriver driver equals null, for example. Now I need a driver always. Once a driver, I definitely need a constructor. I definitely needs a constructor here. I'll show you in this way. Okay, so the constructor, and this constructor is having input parameter Webdriver driver. Now what I will do here, I will do this dot driver equals a driver. I just set up this value driver. Whatever you, whenever you create any of the instance of this class, wherever you will need to pass this driver, and this should assign to the current driver of this class. Okay, I'll explain some more things on the page locator file.